Good afternoon. We are Group 2 from 2A.
And we will be carrying out an experiment to investigate how a noise barrier reduces noise and determine which type of barrier is the most effective in reducing construction noise.
In our experiment, we will be using different materials as noise barriers and testing which one is the most effective in reducing construction noise.
Our independent variable is the material of the noise barrier, and our dependent variable is the effectiveness in reducing construction noise.
Our setup is as such. We will be putting the respective noise barrier on the noise source, which is the phone speaker, and the decibel taker right beside it. For higher accuracy of the experiment, each material will be carried out 3 times.
Noise barriers reduce noise by blocking the direct travel of sound waves from a source to another place, forcing the sound waves over the top or around the barrier. Of course, if the barrier isn't 100% soundproof, some noise could still pass through. The barrier must also be high enough and long enough to provide a perceivable noise reduction. There are 2 main types of noise barriers, reflective and absorbent. The porous and more flexible materials, such as insulating wool, tend to absorb noise, whereas those with harder surfaces, such as metal or concrete, reflect noise. Present technology has also added a new type of sound barrier that can block noise and produce electricity at the same time. Noise barriers are most effective for the first 1 or 2 rows of homes at distances up to 200 feet from the barrier. As noise levels decrease with distance, there is a point away from the highway at which noise barriers are no longer effective.
Noise pollution or an extremely high amount of noise can affect humans in many ways too. The most common direct effect is the ears. Some include permanent damage to the eardrum, hearing loss, and tinnitus when the phantom high or low pitched noise is heard in the ear, like ringing, buzzing, clicking, or wind sound.
Guan Ying. What?
Other than the ear, a headache is also easily obtained. The heart of the human can be affected too, as an increased intensity of noise increases the heartbeat rate and high blood pressure after listening to it for an extended period of time. This can cause cardiovascular disease and lead to heart failure. Other impacts on humans include hypertension and sleep disturbance and disorders, resulting in fatigue from lack of sleep.
We have decided to compare felt, cork, styrofoam, egg carton, and cardstock. Our experiment is to cover the speaker of a phone with a small portion of the material, play noise from it, and record the decibel of the noise using another phone. To keep the experiment a fair one, we kept the distance between the speaker and the receiver at equal distances, made sure the thickness of the material were about the same, and played a stable noise such that the volume does not change at any point of the experiment. We also kept the room as quiet as possible so as to make sure no external noise was recorded by the phone, which could affect the results of the experiment. First of all, we made a control setup. When the noise was played without any materials covering the speaker, the result was about 100 decibels. We then covered the speaker of the phone using cardstock, cardboard, egg carton, styrofoam, and felt. Where the results were 97, 93, 92, 90, and 87 decibels respectively. Felt reduced the greatest amount of noise as compared to the rest of the materials. Hence, we can conclude that felt was the best noise barrier among the others.
Amongst the many materials used for sound barriers in construction, felt is the most similar to insulating wool, as they are both made by bonding fibers together. Thus, the way they work is identical. With their porous and flexible material, they are able to absorb noise effectively and thus mitigate noise pollution. Also, materials like felt can help to absorb heat, which is helpful for climates like Singapore. Lastly, they are cheap and affordable, hence they can be used widely as a noise barrier.
To list a few, NEA has implemented rules which prohibit work on Sundays and public holidays for construction sites located within 150 meters of residential premises and noise-sensitive premises. Other ways include locating the construction site further away from the residential premises and putting noise barriers around the construction sites, which can be cantilevered or a central one. A noise enclosure around the source of noise would also help too. Some architectural features such as fins and balcony can help reduce the impact of noise pollution, for example from traffic.
With that, our video has come to an end. Thank you!